This week on Sheila's 4, Amon defends himself.
Lesson 101 in establishing one's empire.
And Sheila is distracted.
Where were we? Good evening, Amon. How are you?
I'm splendid. Thanks for inquiring. You?
All good.
Good night, everyone.
Good evening, Simon.
Good evening.
Good evening, Philippa. Your camera's off.
Hello, everyone. Yes, I know. I know the group rule is we all have our cameras on, and I will turn it on a little later. Is that okay?
Okay, Philippa, but sooner rather than later. Is that okay with everyone in the group?
Thanks, Sheila. Thank you, everyone.
Right, before we get started, I trust everybody read the message I sent out after last week's call. You each know why you've committed to these sessions. We're now in week 7 out of 10. Let's finish the course. Okay, enough from me. Let's start with the challenges. Who'd like to go first this week?
I will go first. This week I throw away a pot. The handle did break off. It was the first pot that I and Albert did buy when we opened the restaurant in 1968. It cost £2 and £6.
£2 for a saucepan. Those were the days.
Shillings, not pounds.
Oh, usually you show each item every week before you throw it away. Why not this week?
I know, Sheila, but I didn't hear the bin men coming and I didn't want to lose heart and change my mind. So I just run straight out the same time and throw it right in the bin.
And how did you feel after?
Well, to be honest, I cry. I cry real bad for about an hour. It made me feel like, somehow I did betray Albert. But then, when I don't cry, I laugh. Because I remember he did tell me to throw it out the same time when the handle broke.
Well, it seems like you're making real progress on attachment issues, Mildred. Wonderful. Eamon, did you manage to reach out to a family member this week?
Indeed, as per your weekly requirements of me. I made contact with my older sister.
That's great. You've made it to your immediate family. How did it go?
As expected, a few pleasantries were exchanged. She requested money. I declined her request, and then she immediately remembered something she needed to do and departed.
Would you like to expand on why you weren't willing to give her the money?
Quite simply, I chose not to.
You got a lot of money.
Indeed, money derived from my daily toil. It's not to be squandered.
Not to be squandered? This coming from the man who buys 3 meals a day online because he can't be bothered to cook.
Cooking is extraordinarily time-consuming. The average person in Britain spends 1,132 days of their entire life cooking. That is over 3 years of one's life. Not to mention time dissipated purchasing groceries and washing up. For this reason, I do not even own cooking utensils. There are people skilled, knowledgeable in meal preparation. I choose to support their business whilst preserving time to invest in my own.
I ain't know which is worse, the laziness or the bundle of waste money.
Didn't you own your own restaurant, Mildred? Weren't you then encouraging the laziness of others who dined at your establishment?
Nothing wrong with treating yourself to a meal out every now and then. But buying breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day is pure born idleness.
Lesson 101 in establishing one's empire. Paying others to do your menial tasks that distract you from the vital essentials of accomplishing your goals is the best money one can invest.
Well, it's nice that you can afford that luxury, Eamon. Philippa, are you still with us?
Yes, I'll have my camera on soon.
Simon, who would you like to compliment this week?
Mildred, you have nice teeth for someone your age. Dentures usually make old people's mouths look weird, but yours are quite impressive. Convincing.
Thank you very much. But I will have you know, these is not dentures. These is the teeth that God blessed me with from the time I was about 6 years old.
Wow. That is the most impressive thing I've heard from anyone in this group.
That was nice, Simon. And he's right, Mildred. You really do have lovely teeth for an older woman and hardly a wrinkle.
Albert was a teeth man. He did tell me that it was my smile that did attract he to me. He used to make sure that we both take care of our teeth. Twice a year, every year we'd go to the dentist. And do you know that when he died at the age of 85, he still had all his natural teeth too? And as for the skin, well, cocoa butter from the time my mother did push me out.
Cocoa butter? Any particular brand?
No, but the purer the better. Moisturize twice a day, immediately after showering.
Over 50 years of marriage, all your own teeth and the skin of a 38-year-old. Ain't life just swell for you? Philippa, I'd like you to turn your camera on now and tell us how you got on trying a new food this week.
Okay, but first, I didn't try a new food this week. I'm sorry. I've been working on something else. Something Simon said last week made me really think about things.
What things?
Well, before the breakup with Ben, I really took care of my appearance. I wore nice clothes, styled my hair, but since Ben left, I've been just kind of, well, felt a bit frumpy. Like, why bother? And then lockdown came, so I had no reason to get dressed to go anywhere. And well, I let a lot of things slip. So this week I concentrated on trying to get back to the old me.
Philippa, girl, you look real sweet.
You do look exceptionally pleasant.
Wow. What a transformation, Philippa.
Way too much makeup.
Simon!
What? She doesn't need all that gunk on her face. Her face looks much better without it.
Big change in your opinion from last week.
Last week, I was talking about the frumpy clothes and the bad hairstyle.
Philippa, it's an amazing transformation. When did you style your hair?
I started playing with it a couple days ago. After the call last week, I was quite upset. But then I thought about what Simon has said, and I realized he was right. So I looked through my wardrobe and just tried on a bunch of things I hadn't worn in ages.
Thank you. See, Sheila, the truth is much more effective than kind, nice, gentle.
It's kind, respectful, gentle, Simon.
Yeah, well, that's been your approach all these weeks. But after 5 minutes of some hard home truths, look at the transformation. Maybe I should be the one running this group.
All the ways of a man are pure in his own eyes, but the Lord does weigh up the spirit.
Philippa, how did it feel looking at yourself in the mirror?
Honestly, I recognized the old me immediately. For the first time in a long time, I felt
Go on.
It's silly.
There's no such thing as a silly feeling, Philippa. How did you feel?
I felt pretty.
You are rather appealing to one's eyes.
You look sweet. Real sweet. And not just looks, you know. You got a nice manner. I hope that idiot boyfriend of yours recognized what he lost.
Ex-boyfriend?
Have you managed to speak to your parents about Ben yet?
No, I thought I was ready last week, but
That's okay. Do you think your new look might give you more confidence?
maybe. I think so. I don't know.
Philippa, you've done really well this week, but this does put you 1 week behind on your challenge. So amazing as your physical transformation is, I am going to have to ask you for 2 new foods next week. Do you think you can manage that?
Oh, excuse me a minute. It was the girl from Crossy Street birthday and I met Sheila. She just come to collect it. I coming back.
Okay, sure. Okay, so that winds up the challenges for this week. Moving on. Oh, I do apologise.
Phones off or on silence during sessions?
Yes, I know. Oh, I do beg your pardon, everyone. I must have forgotten to silence it this week.
Is everything okay, Sheila?
Yes. When Mildred returns, I'd like to revisit something we touched on in an earlier session.
Sorry about that.
Oh, what a lovely mask. Is that the flag from your country?
Yes, Barbados, the best island in the whole world.
Jamaica is way better.
No, it is not.
I think so.
Have you ever been to Barbados?
Why bother? Jamaica is bigger and better.
Then how you can say it's better than Barbados? I've been to both, and Barbados is a lot better.
Well, have you been to every single island in the world?
Of course not.
Then how can you say Barbados is the best island in the world?
Good point. Good point. But I still feel it's the best.
If we finish with the War of the Islands, let's crack on.
Next week on Sheila's 4, Philippa has a close call with her neighbour,
I thought she was going to shout.
and Kat causes a fallout.
Arguing over a stupid cat.